Hi my lovelies, I'm on to do this video on frequently asked questions about light language. I've got many questions about it over the years, but recently now again the questions have been coming in a lot. And I did a wonderful interview with this lady called Ness D last night, and it was beautiful. The questions she answered really really went deep into light language. That will be coming out soon. I might actually post it up in here if people are interested in it, but it will be on my Instagram and my Facebook anyway. But what I wanted to cover is the most asked questions, because there can be a lot of confusion around it, a lot of fear around it, and I just wanted to give my perspective and from my experience. So for those that don't know, the light language started in me when I was only 14 years old. So that's 33 years of living with light language. When it came in first, I had no reference for it. It was very strange and startling, and I had to kind of learn myself. There was no reference for it for years and years that I came across. I would sit with many people, and the most they would say it was trance energy, and I knew it wasn't. And then only 3 years ago, I came across someone online who was speaking light language, and it was like, yes, I was so excited that I kind of had, I suppose, a label for it. And then it just, it just kept growing and growing inside of me, and wanting to be shared with people. So I'm not going to go too much into my story here now, so I want to answer the questions. So the most basic one is, what is light language? So light language is just one way of explaining it, I suppose. Other people call it their soul language, their angel voice, their heart language, language of the spheres. There's all different kinds of ways of explaining it, but the most important one for me is that it's a soul language. It's the language of your heart. So heart language is all about feeling, intuiting, knowing. It can't be explained. Light language is not something that you can put vocabulary on. You can't really put into language succinctly what light language is. It's profoundly powerful and beautiful. And the nearest thing, I suppose, is it's a technology. It's a code, a frequency that affects you on a spiritual, social, mental, physical, every level, right? It gets to. It's not something that you can understand with your mind. It's something that must be felt with your heart, experienced through your heart, through that beautiful silence, that empty fullness that you are. That's where light language hits. That's where it does its most potent and powerful work. Trying to translate it, trying to understand it in a linear, language-based way, logical-based way, will end up frustrating you, because it goes beyond that. All right, that's just my my explanation. How does it come through? Right, that's another one. So it can come through written code, through the voice, as in song, humming, clicking, toning, animal sounds. You can connect to the light language of water, of trees, of the sky, of the grass, whatever. That's how it comes through. It can come through as like written symbols, as color. When I work with people, it comes through in blocks of color, like yellow, purple, red, blue, green. So you might get the inspiration to work with a particular color, and that color then holds that frequency, that energy for you. Lots of people move it through the body. It comes through my body as well, and you know, I recently posted a standing video so that people could see how it moves fully through the body. What other ways can it come through? They're probably the most well-known ways for it to express through. Some people will get one main modality, so it might just come through the voice. For some people, it's just code. But there's always the potential to expand into more if you want to. Don't judge it or censor it or say, that doesn't sound like other people's light language. That can't be it. Go how it feels, right? What are its uses? So you can speak light language over your water, over your food, over your plants, over your animals, in your car. To sometimes if there's a situation where people that is kind of like gnarly, I will put them in between my hands and speak light language into my hands. It can be sent distantly. It can be, you know, said in your mind. You can use little symbols with your hands. When I was a child, I used to make symbols with my hands if there was tension around. It was just natural for me to do it. Other uses of light language to work on yourself. So you can put your hand on your heart and you can speak light language and trust that it's activating or clearing what you need to activate and clear within yourself. It's extremely powerful as a healing modality for yourself and for others. Can anyone speak it? Yes, because we all come in with this soul heart language. It's the Creator's gift to us. I truly believe that. I truly believe that working with manifestation, healing, accelerating our gifts, the light language is just so powerful. So if you want to bring something to you and you visualize it and you speak light language, you're activating the energy of pulling that towards you, because the heart is magnetic, the mind is electric. So you send out the thought and the heart magnetizes it back. So you're coming from your heart all the time with the light language. How do I know it's LL is another one. So lots of people will say to me, it just sounds like nonsense. It sounds like gibberish. That can't be it. For me, the primary way of knowing it's LL is that you can't really control it. So when you open your mouth, it pours out. So there's no conscious thinking of, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It just pours, well, that's my experience. It just pours out exactly like it's supposed to. The gibberish, people send me their videos and they say, is this light language? It almost always is, because it can sound like gobbledygook. It can sound like nonsense noise. But in the beginning is when it can sound like that. It can sound like you're repeating the same phrase or sentence. That's fine. It's just like opening up to any language, dance, movement, flow. It takes time for the body to kind of calibrate with it. You know what I mean? So be patient, be explorative about it and curious about it, and don't judge it. Can it do harm is another big one that I get, right? No, it can't, right? Not in my experience. I'm sure that if you had someone with ill intent and they use the light language, because it's a source vibration, I would imagine that it will neutralize whatever ill intent the person is putting out. That is my experience of it. If it's coming from your heart, that place within you that is totally untarnished, unaffected by life patterns and pain and all of that, just your pure essence. How can anything bad come from your pure essence? But on that note, I would also say that resonance is really important. So if you resonate with a light language speaker, it will make you feel good, it will make you feel expansive, it will make you feel nurtured. If you don't, then you might tighten up or pull back or feel a bit weird. That's fine. It's not that that light language speaker is bad or anything like that. It's just a frequency mismatch. That's all. It's just like if you went to different healers for Reiki or IET or any of those modalities, there'll be there'll be people that you really connect with that make you feel great, and then there'll be healers where you're like, I've even found that with reflexology in the past. Different reflexology practitioners can generate different feelings. So with this, just trust. It's the same like with music, right? So you might get someone who's really into soul, and then you might get someone else who's really into heavy metal. It's not inherently bad. It's just that you're not vibing. You're not particularly vibing with rock, where you prefer instrumental orchestration type of music, right? So trust it that way. Trust that whatever it is that pings your heart open is your flow, is your frequency. You might find as well that the light language speakers that you're most open to and most drawn to will have a very you will have a very similar expression to them. So those were the most frequently asked questions. I hope it was helpful in some way. If you think of any more, just pop them in the comments, and I'll answer when I see them. Okay? Have a beautiful day. Bye.